So
Because why is that though?
I mean, because the U.S. most companies with 50 few people don't have HR,
Mm,
or they might have like the office manager doing it. So I call it ad hoc HR.
mm,
Like like suppose you have a bookkeeper doing a great job. Hey, bookkeeper, great job. As a reward, you can do HR too, right?
yeah,
And now they're instead of doing a bookkeeping 100% of the time, they're doing bookkeeping 50%, which makes it worse, and HR 50%. So it's lose lose, right?
yeah. And that's the challenge I see that in this market as well. That a lot of accountant do HR, administrative work,
Yeah,
right? And
office managers,
yeah,
bookkeepers.
and I think that's the missing opportunity, right? Because I keep telling people this: when you look at a company, what's a company?
Mhm.
It's a bunch of people doing something,
Yeah.
right, together and try to accomplish something. So your true asset actually people, especially in tech side, right? Because a lot of study about this as well. It's a good talent employees can outperform the regular one by four times. I think that's in McKinsey or something. They do research on this. And in the big tech company, these talents guy, they can outperform the regular one by 8 times. So what that mean? It means that if you a startup company, right? If you got the good people in, you had 10 people in your teams that outperform 40 people in the rarest company. If you got the good people in. A lot of good company now they build very small teams. But you doing that, you have to be efficient and you have the right people and right way to manage them, right? And I don't think that's been done enough. And a lot of founder they don't take that their responsibility. That is their main job. With that, you still have product, you still have to sell your solution, but recruitment, building the team, is the one of the most critical part to be a founder. And I don't think that been straightened up out there. Yeah.
So how do you do your schedule? Like I'm sure it's different every day, but what's the day in your life? Like you wake up in the morning, 5 in the morning, do yoga and like go work out, and you like what's that day in the life of you?
Jeez. This is interesting because we had this conversation in the office, and I think one me and another intern and we talk about morning routine, right? And then we talk about, well, is it important to have morning routine? And he said that it's not important, but for me it's very critical
Mm,
because for me I start every day as a new day.
mm,
Whatever the problem I have the day before is not that critical. It's the new fresh start every day, every moment,
mm,
right? So my morning routine always be uh, clean up dishes,
mm.
and do a walk with my baby, right? It's basically two things I do in the morning. Why I'm doing that? Um, One for me, when you clean dishes, is for me it's a part of meditation process that you only focus on cleaning dishes. And for me, the metaphor from clean dishes is whatever happened yesterday, I'm cleaned up now
Mm.
and I'm start fresh, right? So I'm cleaning dishes for that purpose. Start the day fresh, right? When I'm cleaning dishes, I'm actually listening to podcasts and learn something new, right? I don't listen to news. I'm actually in the morning, I'm more learning. So that's when my mind actually clear. So I start that day by cleaning dishes and listen something that beneficial. Um, Walking with my kid actually try to give me a life purpose. I do all this stuff. I go on the hustle for be a founder, give up my well-paid job to do this company for the next generation. That's my kid, right? So those two things is how I start my day, and the rest of the day just crunching one thing after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really have a routine, but like since I've been here, I have a rooftop where I live at. I try to get up in the morning, do some stretching, some little exercises. But for me, like if I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, my day's like really good, right?
Mm,
And if I like wake up like 6, 7, 8, well, I do still have a good day, but I just feel behind, right?
mm.
I always feel behind. So if I wake up at 4, I feel like I'm getting ahead of the day, so to speak. If that makes any
Correct,
sense.
correct. I'm wake up early as well, right? I because because I feel like when you wake up early, when noise is not out there, you be more focused on yourself. There's no work, there's nothing, right? You focus a lot on, and I feel like in the morning the energy is more
Mm.
yeah, better in my opinion, right? And do just little walk actually help as well. Right? You don't need to do something crazy.
Mm,
Just walk in the nature. I feel like that's help.
mm. So what's something that right now is like really easy for you, but when you first started coming like, man, this shit is kicking my ass, right? But now you're like, man, how can I figure this out? It was so easy. But back then it's like you kind of struggled with.
So something that I feel like easy now.
It's easy now, like, man, this piece of cake. But back in the day when you first started, like, man, it like kind of kicked your butt. But now you're like, man,
I feel like
well,
we get hit in the butt all the times,
yeah.
man. I don't feel like because like that's the beautiful thing about being a founder. You got new challenge every day, right? The challenge and I think that's exciting people to join a startup with the new challenge every day. And for me, I still learning, right? So I'm still a lot of things I need to figure it out. But I think what I like most is that um I would say the gut up change when you
Mhm,
when you're facing certain change
mhm,
in the early day or it's harder,
mhm,
right? When let's say I'm quitting my job,
mhm.
that's the big change. Let's say I decide to stay in Vietnam instead of go back to US, that's a big change. But looking back, I'm happy that I did that. So I'm start my own company. I pursue what I like right now. I do something meaningful in my life. That for me make that decisions very hard back then, but it's very good right now. And the second part is maybe when customers say no to me, I feel okay now.
Yeah.
That's another thing. But the own way be, and I share this with some of my staff as well. Sometimes they say no to you is not the problem. Ask them why. What can I do differently? When I resolve some, I have certain feature, I have a certain support. Will you come back? Yeah. So sometimes no is not a problem for me now. No is not a problem. It's more about how you react to no is more important. Yeah.
So what needs to happen for your company to make it, whatever make it means to you? What needs to happen for your company to make it?
What do you mean by make it?
What happens to happen? What has to happen for your company to make it or be successful, whatever that means to you?
I think that's it more like my passion right now, right? I think that first of all, right, the goal of a founder is make sure that you run a efficient business, right? For me, a good efficient company is self efficient, so you don't have to be relied on too much on the VC money when you actually simulate the growth, but you have to do it efficiently, right? So for me, that's one. That's the criteria number one, the minimum thing that you have to run your business efficiently. The second part of it is more about make the impact, because for me hoping the next generation or make the company more efficient is more of my personal goal and life goal, right? And for me, make it means that I can build a sustainable company that the team, the next generation of team from my company can grow the next generation of startup and efficient company and inspire the next generation of do something about the people, right? Because I think that why I say that because I think nowadays, right, we have so much compared to when I was before, when I first go to US. Nowadays, a lot more job opportunity, a lot more well-paid job in Vietnam. But I talk to so many young people and they're so lost, right? And they so lost and they have no clear life purpose. They don't know why they go to work for,
I think
and
this is I think this is a generation thing.
I would say, well, we always say, well, Gen Z is the challenge, right? But I think if you look back, they are the most challenging generation compared to our generation, my generation. I think we're in different generation, but I think that in every generation you have a rebel phase that you fight against everybody else in your 20. But then I think the Gen Z, the challenge with Gen Z actually, they have to go through COVID, they have to go through economic downturn, and 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 uh and now they have to deal with AI. right? So they and cost of living is difficult right now. I think in US right now it's harder to afford a house right now,
Yeah,
right?
I think in the United States, Gen Z is the first generation to expect like make less money than their parents.
Correct.
First generation who's not expected to buy a house. You
Yeah,
know,
and then a lot of them have to stay with their parents right now, right?